It's a question you ask every week. What's the situation with Charlie as we're going forward? Has there been any developments?
No, nothing yet. No. I was given an answer. His manager said that it'll be at the end of the season, so we're not any more advanced or aware of what's happening.
Has the club actually offered him a deal, and it's up to him?
I think we've said that publicly. We have, yeah. So we have, but we're not moving on that. No, we're going forward. We know where we're headed. If people want to be part of that, that's great. If they don't, well, they don't.
What about Aaron Hall? This is form over the last few rounds. Has he sort of earned himself a new contract?
Oh yeah, that's been in discussion with his manager, so that's not far away.
Just back to Charlie then. I mean, how much of it is a gamble then to play him tomorrow? I mean, to get through that ankle, and it just had a pretty innocuous knock last time. I mean,
so you think we shouldn't play him just in case he's going to go?
I don't know. That's a question.
No, he wants to play, so he's right to play. So I don't think we should make any consideration of that. You know, we want to finish as well as we can this season, and you pick your best side.
Just on the forward line. What's his Zach run mostly by himself tomorrow, or is he spending time in the middle?
I'll be saying this every week that he'll ruck and he'll get a bit of chop out from Sam Day and Charlie.
Rocket Porter brought back Lobey, just a poor guy. Obviously, Schultz isn't playing, so it makes it a bigger task for Zach Smith.
Yeah, obviously have the double one there, but I must admit Tom Nichols has coped with it really well when he was there, so we've got every confidence Zach can do the same.
Just on that contract thing, Rocket, is Rory Thompson, where's that at the moment?
That's in discussion as well, and that's hopefully not far away either.
He's obviously crucial long term to you guys.
Yeah, he is. Unfortunately, he's had injuries for 2 years and it's been up and down a bit, but he has said that he wants to stay and we want to keep him, so it's just a matter of Scotty and the manager be able to talk, which discussions are going on at the moment, so hopefully next week we get an answer.
Other guys who are sort of off contract who may possibly be up in the air, can they sort of change that situation over the last 2 games, or is it pretty much...
Who are they?
Oh, guys like Shard and other blokes like that.
Who?
Shard, is it Shard? Is he off contract?
Shade?
Shade, yeah, sorry.
No, he's signed up. He signed middle of the year, yeah. So the only ones out of contract were there's the 4, Thompson, Dixon, Smith and Hall. No, he's signed. So everyone else is signed.
How frustrating, Rocket, has it been for you this year trying to assess your list? You would have been told Thompson could play, he's been hurt all year, you haven't seen O'Meara, you've barely seen Prestia. Like 12 months in, do you know what you've got? Do you know what your best side looks like?
It's an interesting one. Certainly those players you mentioned that you know their best footy, because I've seen their best footy and people know that. It's probably more the people like Jager that, as far as his body, hopefully can get back to. I mean, he's still young, but hopefully the operation is a success. So we'll take our time with him. I think what it's done is exposed a lot of other players who have had really good chances and opportunities. Some have really grabbed that, probably jumped up in our expectations. So improved depth, improved quality through the squad. Some probably as well the other side haven't grabbed their opportunity. So and that's ongoing when you're always assessing players. I think for having such a frustrating year with injuries, and which obviously affects the results, I've been really pleased with our growth. I've been really pleased with what I see going forward. So I'm actually quite bullish about the future.
And with Jager, what's the realistic hopes? Is there any doubts? Because we saw with Knights this week, he pulled the pin and he had a similar injury, and there's not a strong, or there's not a lot of blokes that have done this, and so you don't know the...
No, that's right. There's always some doubt. I imagine that's the right phrase. But he's, we think we've got the best medical advice. He's starting his program already. The injury he had at the start of this year was probably might be linked to his operation last year, but they were separate injuries, and it was a freakish accident. So we're confident he'll be right. I mean, he's going to give himself every chance because he's very professional. He's young. He's quite a strong person. So, but there's always that element of doubt, I suppose.
Is he a round one? Like, does he start pre-season with everyone else, or is it a longer term?
he should be able to start pre-season with everyone else.
Yeah.
So, having said that, there's a special program that he's got to follow, like he followed last time, as opposed to the letter. So he should be okay to start running shortly, the next 6 weeks, 8 weeks. Now he's doing strength work at the moment, but that'll just be a graduation process. So if everything goes well, he'll be more than ready by round 1.
Yeah, and the other one, I guess, is Swallow. Look, does he have to alter the way he plays, or because he's banged up all the time?
It's the same injury on both knees, the PCL, which is quite a rare one. So he's had operation on both knees. So we hope that'll give him longevity in the game. Certainly he'll recover from them. He'll be right to play at the start of next year. What we're had the operation's really about his longevity, that he can continue his career into his 30s.
We've talked for the last couple of weeks about guys getting tired and fatigue and stuff. How's everyone's?
Oh, yeah, there's a bit of that in the group. There's a few just hanging on at the moment. But as I've said consistently, I mean, I've been really pleased with the spirit. Again, this week on the training track, we haven't trained hard, but the spirit and enthusiasm have been up again. Where the NEFL team's going to Canberra and only got 7 or 8 players available to play. They're playing for a final spot, but we just haven't got the numbers. But almost everyone that's come in has really contributed, and that's all we can hope for in the last 2 rounds. So, no, if we can maintain that spirit, I think what we've been able to achieve since the bye, I think really stands in good stead going forward for next year.
2 wins in your last 3, plus the draw there as well. I mean, is it about just building on that momentum?
Yeah, I think it's more about the effort and what we're trying to implement. I mean, we've got some quality opponents in the next 2 weeks. So, like those other games when we lost to quality opponents, it's about how we go about it. Certainly from my point of view, I've been really pleased. Even the Richmond game where we fell away in the last half. I mean, we lost 3 players by just after half time. We're in the game to half time. So, and Richmond has shown they're a very good side. So I think there's some really positives to come out of it so far. But like football, it's quite a brutal industry. We've got to do it week in and week out.
What's your philosophy on the neutral side? Like you guys end next week. Ideally, you'd want all 40 of your blokes finished so they start at the same time. But success is. There's benefits for young players, yeah. So.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword, isn't it? In an ideal world, you'd like them to keep going, finals footy, but with our injuries, there's probably only going to be 7 or 8. Maybe with the seniors not playing, there might only be 5 or 6 available to play. So you probably think, well, is there any benefit when there's only so many can play? So, but that'll look after itself. I mean, Josh has done a fantastic job with the team coaching them, and they go to Canberra, and if they win and get in the finals, well, great, that's fantastic.
Rodney, just with Charlie Dixon's ankle problem, is there any medical solution for him, or is this something you'll have to nurse through?
We've had specialists look at him. They can operate. It'd be a 9 to 12 month layoff, but then they don't think that'll fix the problem long term. So it's just about managing him going forward.
I guess leadership has been a big theme for you guys this year. In terms of Charlie Dixon, what are the younger guys looking up to him? How important is that for the side? Like, do you think he's really grown as a player?
Yeah, he certainly fluctuates in that. He's probably hasn't shown any inclination to lead in many ways. He's improved in that aspect this year. As we know, he can be a bit of a lad at times, but he's certainly, when he's up and about and he's in that frame of mind, the players do follow him. So he's got that capabilities. So, but obviously Charlie going forward, if he wants to stay, he knows what's expected of him, what we want, and what the standards are going to be around the place.